Come inside my world full of money and fame. All the bodies getting hotter when you dropping your name. Drop your name at the door, at the door. And if you're lucky, you'll get in and then get low on the floor. So step behind this velvet line. If you're not on the list, you won't get inside where you can sip the Patron. Sip the Patron. Get over the top in the middle.
What better place to do it than Manhattan?
My name is Dan.
I'm Adam Barta.
My name is Ricardo Rivera.
My name is Jimmy Prada.
I'm Patrick Santos.
I'm Carson Ross.
We're normal guys that just happen to be gay.
I'm currently living in the Bronx, working in Manhattan on my music career, and live here all my life.
I am from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I have been living in New York City for 5 years now. I've lived in a couple different places. I currently live in West Harlem.
Hi, how are you today? Dan, how are you? I'm Enrique.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
I work as a digital and social media marketing consultant, mainly for clients in the music industry, but for clients outside the industry as well. So I work from home.
From Cincinnati, Ohio. I've lived in New York for 4.5 months, and I live in Astoria. I work at a really upscale salon. It's a full-time job, and I even get calls when I'm not at work.
I currently live in the Lower East Side. I'm born and raised in New York. I just got a new job. I work at Equinox now.
I'm originally from Southern California. I've been in New York City for around 6 years, and I currently live in Midtown, Hell's Kitchen. And I am a full-time, knock on wood, actor. Successful actor.
I'm from New Paltz, New York. I live in West Harlem. I've worked in advertising for 5 years. I just got laid off actually a couple days ago from my position for a publishing company. So that kind of sucks. However, I also do nightlife promotions, and I'm also a bartender as well.
I came out, it was my junior year of high school, and I actually never got to say those words to my parents that, yes, I'm gay. They actually found out through a boyfriend that I was dating at the time, my first boyfriend, and his parents kind of told my parents, and we both kind of came out that way. Gay marriage, I think, is a very difficult subject. I definitely would like to get married, but I know it's going to be a big struggle for us, I guess you could say the gay community, to try to take over that, because there's a lot of people that don't really want us to get married. But I know at the end of the day, we will all prevail, and we will definitely get that passed.
Coming out for me wasn't so much one day when I decided to tell everyone in the world. Coming out for me was a slow and steady process that began at the beginning of college when I was 17 with my first "Oh my God, I'm gay" therapy session on campus, and concluded 5 years later with me openly gay to my fraternity brothers and all my friends in my department, and actually speaking on panels for to educate classes on gay and lesbian issues. I've been with my boyfriend Nick for about just over 3 years now, and we have probably, without exaggerating, one of the healthiest, happiest relationships, definitely that I've ever been in, but definitely that I've seen among a lot of my friends. Well, I met my boyfriend Nick through the football league. I play flag football with the New York Gay Football League. I am very, very, very lucky to be with Nick. This is gonna sound kind of weird coming from an out gay man, but gay marriage honestly isn't a topic that I'm very passionate about one way or the other. I believe that two gay people who want to get married should absolutely have the right to do that. But for me personally, it just feels like it just seems like a heterosexual institution. And this is for me personally. I can see myself being with Nick for a really, really long time or forever, but I don't know if we would actually, I don't know if a wedding would ever actually be a part of that, just because it's not an issue that I'm really passionate about.
One day I was at home from visiting college. I think it was just a random weekend or something, and I was watching TV, and my mom comes in the living room, and she's like, Carson, I want to talk to you. And I am like staring at the TV like, okay, what? And she's like, well, look at me. I'm trying to talk to you. You're being very rude. And I'm like, Mom, what the heck? Like, I'm watching TV. You're being rude. And so we kind of had this back and forth just about that, which was like stupid and unnecessary. And I don't know, for some reason I kind of like knew where this was going. And she's like, Carson, please turn the TV off and look at me. And I like turn it off, like, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, just to be dramatic. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I want to ask you a very serious question. And my mom is very dramatic. Like, you have to understand the first thing that I would describe my mom as dramatic. She's a PhD, she's an art teacher, so she's over the top. And she goes, or I'm like, what? Like, what? And she goes, are you gay? And I was like, yes, duh. and she's like, oh, thank God, because if you were gonna say no, I was gonna have to argue with you. So everything that I fell for was a lie.
When I was 14, I was kicked out, and I've been in New York homeless, and not a lot of people know that. I slept on park benches, I've slept on subway stations, I did the whole 9 yards, so not a lot of people know that, and I'm very proud of that. I'm a survivor, so that's one thing that it's probably too deep, but it's
I actually came out when I was like 16 or 17 years old. I'm not one of those queens that remembers the date that they came out. Some people celebrate this as an anniversary. I don't get that. But some queens do that, and I'm not like that. I actually came out when I was a teenager. I was like 16 or 17 years old, learning how to drive, actually. My dad, at the time, was dating a woman named Jeannie, and she was, she actually worked with, who is now my best friend, at a hair salon. And one day we went out for ice cream, and she asked me, she said, Jimmy, are you gay? And I said, I'm bi. Because I think when you're that age and you're just coming out, you're not completely comfortable with acknowledging the fact that you're a homosexual. So I said that I was bi. Anyway, I thought that I confided in Jeannie at the time, but a couple days later, she had a conversation with my dad, and as I was learning how to drive one day, it was actually my first time driving in a 3-lane highway, and you can imagine 17 years old learning how to drive in a 3-lane highway, very overwhelming experience to begin with. And my father is sitting in the passenger seat, and he says, so Jeannie tells me that we have to have a little conversation about your sexuality. And my answer was, there really isn't a conversation to have, it is what it is. And it was a very awkward 30-minute car ride back home. But then once we got to the house, my dad actually just said, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And we've actually been really close ever since. My thoughts on gay marriage. Originally, I was actually opposed to it. I didn't see any need for it. I actually thought that gays were just trying to start more drama. But over the last couple of years, I've actually become more accepting of it. And I think that marriage equality is actually something that needs to happen in this country.
I think gay marriage is, I mean, it's pretty simple solution, and this is what it is. If you have a problem with gay marriage should be 100% legalized.
Like the gay community, why is it so second rate sometimes?
I think, but is it just the gay community? I feel like that happens in entertainment maybe. I feel like there's not enough effort for it to be, you think we'd have a higher standard than some of the stuff that
We do.
Or there's an attitude like, well, we're so oppressed already, we're so back in the class, like we can kick you in the, we can kick our own.
If you have a problem with gay marriage and it's a religious issue, why the hell do you not have a problem with divorce? Because hello, divorce is a sin in the Bible. So if your problem is with gay marriage being a sin, then you should have a problem with divorce being a sin. So why the hell are you not out protesting to let divorce be illegal? Thank you. I never really, you know, especially as an artist, I don't, you know, like to consider myself a gay artist or a straight artist, or, you know, I get asked that question a lot, and it's kind of like, I think it's more important to be true to who you are and not to label yourself with anything like gay or straight. And, you know, in light of some of the stuff that's been happening, you know, recently with some teens who committed suicide because they were gay, I think it's important. I know all these messages are going around, but the most amazing message of all is that if you're yourself, you're an amazing person. You're what God created, and you know, whether or not you believe in a higher power, you have to know that something inside of you is special enough, and something inside of you is going to be brilliant. And if you allow that to come out, you can do anything.
We're just 6 guys living, working, and trying to make our way in Manhattan.
Manhattan is an amazing place to live for the obvious reason. There is so much to do.
There's so much opportunity. I mean, everywhere you go, people are looking for models and singers and actors and talent. And to be a creative person in New York City is like the gold mine, because there's opportunity at every street corner.
You can really pretty much do anything you want.
There's always something amazing to do here. It's the only city that you could move to and not know a single person and still find something fun to do every day just by yourself.
Movies, like wine, like friends.
If you're ever bored in Manhattan, then there's something really wrong with you.
It's great. The people are great. I think you should come.
Amazing city.
It's a lot of fun.
It's just all of the lights and the clubs and the people. It's just such a melting pot of every type of person you'd ever want to meet. There's no shortage of variety here.
What better place to do it than Manhattan?